Chanley Painter, thank you. Let's bring in former federal prosecutor Neama Rahmani. And Neama, let's pick up where Chanley left off. Are you expecting any surprises from this judge on any of these outstanding motions by the defense to exclude evidence?
Todd, I don't think so. I think that Amazon history is going to come in, like Chanley mentioned. The defense is trying to keep out Dylan Mortensen, the surviving roommate's identification, identifying or describing Bryan Kohberger as having bushy eyebrows, that infamous bathroom selfie taken the morning after the murders. I think that's all going to come in. I think the only chance the defense has of excluding a key piece of evidence is a 2020 essay Kohberger wrote when he was in college describing how to handle crime scenes. I think that might be too remote from the murders, but all the other evidence, whether it's the Amazon search history months before the murders or anything that really took place after the murders with respect to Amazon, Todd, I expect all that to come in. And it's very damning evidence for Bryan Kohberger because, again, his DNA was at the scene of the murders.
Look, the defense has a job to do. We understand that's the way jurisprudence works in our nation, and they need to try and exclude as much evidence as possible. They also need to put forth as many defenses as possible. But in the end, do you think any of these defenses will work, from the two killers defense to this Kohberger was framed defense? Do you think it will create enough reasonable doubt in the minds of the jury?
Todd, I don't think so. I think the only chance the defense has is to keep Bryan Kohberger alive. Like you said, his DNA is at the scene. The cell site evidence shows him leaving his home in Washington State, traveling to Idaho on the night of the murders. That same cell phone pings near the murders the morning after the murders. We've all seen the video of the white Hyundai Elantra traveling from the scene of the murders. So between the DNA evidence, the search history, the cell site, the video, it all lines up. And of course, the defense is going to argue that the real killer planted the evidence, but there's no evidence that anyone else had access to Kohberger's DNA. So it is really a Hail Mary type defense. I think what we'll see is he will be convicted and convicted quickly, and then we'll see them pivot to the penalty phase. Well, they'll argue that autism or other mitigating factors mandate that Kohberger should be kept alive. I think that's the only chance the defense has in this case.
I think you're 100% right. Meantime, the DOJ filing a motion, listen to this, to dismiss its case against a suspected MS-13 gang leader in Virginia and deport him instead. What do you make of this DOJ strategy? Drop the case, thereby removing the court's jurisdiction over this guy so that nothing in the court system will keep him from being deported. What do you think about it? Do you think it'll work?
Todd, it's a surprising strategy, but I have seen this when I was a federal prosecutor. Sometimes we would choose to deport someone, and here's someone that has no legal right to be in the United States. So whether he's convicted of being a felon in possession and serving years in federal prison, then being deported, or being removed right now, he's going to serve a life sentence in El Salvador. And if he were to try to return to the United States, well, then he's looking at a potential 20-year sentence for illegal reentry. So I have seen these types of decisions in cases. The charges here, maybe he had an argument that the firearms were his mom's, he lived with his mom, but for whatever reason, Attorney General Bondi thought it's better, let's get this guy out of here. He's someone that should not be in the United States. So it is something that does happen.
Neama Rahmani, great insight on both of these topics. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Todd. Talk soon.
Likewise.